Hi everyone, welcome back to the month ahead reading. I'm a little bit late. I know it is already the 9th of, what's today? Gosh, I don't even know. It is like the 9th of July. I usually have this out before the start of the month. So I apologize for it being late, but I was sick for about 5 days, a week or so ago, which sent me back with everything. So, but I'm back. I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better. It's nice to be here, even though it's late. Let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the astrology, and there'll be timestamps below as usual for your sign. You can watch for your sun, moon, or rising for the cards part of the reading. Okay, first with the astrology. So I'm going to talk about all of July. On the 5th, Venus entered Gemini, where it will stay for the whole month. Venus in Gemini sparks up the social aspects of our lives a little bit, you know, more so on a superficial level, like chatting with people, connecting with people. It's not all superficial, but it can be more so. You just want to have quick chats with people or a quick connect with somebody. You know, we may be really busy. We may not have the tolerance for really in-depth at the moment with Venus in Gemini, especially if you're someone who's very Venus ruled. You may feel that yourself, like if you've got a Taurus or Libra rising, you're Venus ruled, so you may feel this more than others. Or if you've got strong Gemini. If you've got strong Gemini in your chart, you may feel more drawn to social things at this time because of Venus in your sign. Mars will be in Virgo for the whole month. Okay, so we continue on with this energy which we already had last month. And Mars in Virgo is all about organizing things, making systems in your life run more smoothly. If you haven't done like a good deep clean of your home, you know, this is a good time to do it if you have time. You know, things like cleaning out the fridge, you know, those jobs that we don't do very often, or you know, like a deep clean, or going through getting all the laundry basket completely empty. If you're, you know, if you've got kids, you know what that's like, right? Where it's just like piles up and piles up. Things like that are really good to do because it's going to feel like a sense of accomplishment. Anything to do with pets, you know, also reorganizing things around pets or changing things with their diet or with their setup in some way, you know, like I say, organizing, decluttering as well, like getting rid of old stuff. Anything like that can be extra satisfying this month with Mars in Virgo. Also, it gets us to look at our health, our well-being, focusing on those things, looking at, you know, what vitamins or minerals may you be missing in your diet. You know, are you feeling super stressed out? Do you need some magnesium? You know, things like that. I'm not giving health advice. It's just, you know, that's a pretty well-known thing. But that's what I do when I'm feeling stressed, is like, okay, I haven't had magnesium for a while, I better take some. And then it definitely helps you feel much more calm and settled if you're feeling a bit rough around the edges, so to speak, emotionally or with your nervous system. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the other stuff. So we have also the key thing for this month happened on 7th, 8th, which was just a couple of days ago. Uranus changed signs. Okay, so this is huge shift, huge news. Uranus has come out of Taurus for now. It will retrograde back into Taurus later on this year, briefly, but it has made its entry into Gemini. So if you are a Gemini, this is a massive shake up, a time of huge change for you, and you will notice like you feel different in some way. You feel maybe things that really concerned you before, that were bogging you down before, you're like, you know what, I just don't care about that as much. I care more about where I'm evolving to, where I'm going next, like what I need to do next for my liberation. Keyword for Uranus is liberation. And, you know, liberation from anything that's been shackling you, that's been holding you back, from feeling like you're able to express your true self. Uranus is that rebel energy that kind of makes us want to break free of things. And it doesn't mean that everyone that's, you know, got Gemini is just suddenly going to break free, you know, from the time this transit begins. It depends on the degrees of your chart. So those most affected right now are those that are born on 0 degrees of Gemini, or obviously anyone's got 29 degree of Taurus like I do, you're feeling it very strongly, because it's still within that energy of right on the cusp as well of the end of Taurus and the beginning of Gemini. So also, if you're going to feel this very strongly, if you've got 0 to 1 degree of Pisces, Sagittarius, or Virgo, okay, so those signs are going to feel this as a strong restlessness, a need to break free, a need to sort of get some more freedom in your life. It can manifest in a social aspect as well, like I just want to, you know, circulate more, meet new people, do something different, do new things. if you've been in a routine and you've got those early degrees that I mentioned of any of those signs, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, or Sag, this is a time when you can feel extreme restlessness. You need to get out and change your routine. You may feel like, I can't keep doing what I've been doing for the last 10 years, 5 years, whatever, however long it's been. And there's a reason for that. You're meant to be evolving now. You're meant to be going forward to new things. And it's going to help you to break out of a rut. Absolutely, it's going to help you with that. And Uranus does create shocks and unexpected developments. So if you have that going on in your life and you're like, geez, why is this happening, this unexpected? It's a good way to frame it and see it as a positive thing, even if it comes up as a negative or a challenge. It can actually help you to, if you shift your perspective and go, you know what, maybe there's a hidden blessing in this for me. This seemingly not so great situation, maybe there's a hidden blessing. Maybe it's going to free you up down the track in a way that you don't realize right now. So a lot of energy with this change going on. If you're born middle to late of Gemini, or those other signs I mentioned, the other mutable signs, it's not going to affect you much until you may feel it in some way. Yeah, in your life you may sense something with it, and it can facilitate change even if it doesn't touch your degree yet. But you may not feel it like super powerfully unless it's like pretty close to your personal degree. And Uranus spends roughly about 10 years in a sign, so it's still got a long way to go through the whole sign of Gemini, all the degrees. All right, so the other thing is this month on the 10th is a full moon in Capricorn. So it's quite a significant full moon in Capricorn because it's a Saturn ruled full moon. The moon is in detriment in Capricorn, so which means that it tends to feel a little bit on the heavier side emotionally, a little bit on the depressive, kind of melancholy, kind of like burdened, you know, a lot of responsibility feeling. And it's a very dry energy for the moon, the Capricorn moon. So it can feel just ultra practical and like, no, this is what I need to get done and that's what I'm focused on. These are the energies of the full moon around the 10th, and because it is a full moon, it can symbolize some kind of karmic ending or something that's going to end that has been a long time coming. It usually isn't the energy of a sudden shocking end. It would be like if something's ending, you already knew about this before. That's if something's ending in your life. That's if it's prominent in your chart with that full moon in Capricorn. If you've got anything around 18 degrees of Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, or Aries, you will feel this the most, okay? Then we have Saturn retrograde from the 13th of July. So what to expect with Saturn retrograde? This is a bit of a slow down period, okay? So it retrogrades until, yeah, I think I said the 13th of July, sorry, the 13th of July to the 29th of November. So it's a long period. It's always a long period with Saturn retrograde. Okay, so what it means is we're just slowing down in some way. We may feel a bit of a loss of momentum, perhaps, or a re-evaluation of things to do with Saturn. So to do with a new path around work, to do with pushing forward in some restructuring of your life. It may be, okay, before I can fully move forward in this new path, I need to address this issue, that issue, and that issue, and I've got to rework these things first. So it could be a bit like that. If you've got Saturn retrograde in your natal chart, though, it won't be as heavy. You may actually find more progress at this time. But it is a time to be patient, that's for sure, with the Saturn retrograde, with all the things that you're processing in your life. On the 18th of July through to all the way through to 11th of August, there's a Mercury retrograde. So I'll say that again. It starts on the 18th of July, the Mercury retrograde in Leo, and it goes all the way to, it goes direct on the 11th of August. So if you've got strong Leo in your chart, this will impact you more. If you've got Leo, say in the 7th house of relationships, you know, you may be revisiting something in a previous relationship, or you may hear from someone from the past or connect with someone from the past. If you've got Leo on the midheaven, you may have, if you've got a business, you may have previous clients that you haven't heard from for a while come back to you. You may have something to do with a father figure, revisiting something of an issue from the past to do with something to do with a father or a parent. If you've got Leo on the 4th house, there may be changing up something from in the home to something that you were going to do before but you didn't get the chance to. But also with Mercury retrograde, there's always this aspect of, you know, miscommunications, misunderstandings. How did I express what I meant to say properly? You know, did the other person understand me? If you're traveling around the Mercury retrograde period between July 18th and August 11th, make sure you double check things like your hotel details, your check-in or check-out times, your ticket info, make sure you get to the airport early, all that stuff, right? The usual Mercury retrograde stuff. But some people with this in Leo are going to have a change of heart around something, and it could be to do with like love, or it could be to do with relationships, something like that for some. Now, on the 23rd of July, the sun enters Leo, so happy birthday to all the Leo people out there. And we're in Leo season, so usually Leo season, because the sun is so well placed in Leo, it can be more of a positive, energetic time. It does depend on your chart as well, of course, but just in general from the collective. And then the last thing for this month of July, on the 24th, is a new moon in Leo, 2 degrees. So this one does oppose Pluto, so it's a little bit intense, let's just say, to say the least. It does trine Saturn, which may help stabilize it a little bit. It makes a sextile to Uranus. So overall, it's not a bad new moon, but the opposition to Pluto can make it feel a bit dramatic or a bit heavy in some way. Like there might be some drama going on that new moon. Even though it's not a full moon, it could still be a little bit on the dramatic side. But new moons are always new beginnings, and you know, whatever you're starting that's new around the 24th with that new moon in Leo, it could be creative, it could be pushing forward in a very determined way against some difficult forces in your life to create what it is that you want and need for yourself moving forward. Let's look at the cards, guys. So I'm going to do fire signs first. I'm using this deck, the Mystical Cat Tarot. If I can find the link to, this is not my deck, this is created by another creator, and I know her, and she sent me a copy, which is very nice, a while back, and I love this deck. I haven't used it for a while, so I'm excited to use that today. And I'm going to try and get the link for where she sells these online if anyone wants to buy. It's a really cool, if you love cats, you'll love this deck. And then I'm going to use the Delphi Oracle and the Self-Care Oracle. So let's see what the messages are with the tarot for the fire signs for July. Oh, cards already jumping out. We have the Nine of Wands, but we have the Ace of Pentacles. That's great for money. And the Hermit as well. So I'm going to do 3 tarot cards for each sign, and then I'll do the others. So for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, you may be feeling the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, some kind of like frustration around finances or struggle, but it looks like with the Ace of Pentacles, something is coming good for you in some way. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo. Okay, so it looks like you need to find a balance between resting and working hard this month, fire signs. That's what I'm seeing. Because you may be just like trying to, some fire signs may be pushing yourself too much. Others may be going, okay, I need a bit more rest and time out. There is some luck around finances because the Ace of Pentacles is such a positive money card. It looks like for the fire signs there's some extra money potentially coming in. Maybe you'll sell something and make some money, or maybe you've got extra money coming in some other way that's unexpected. If you've been trying to sell something, it will sell this month. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for the fire signs. If you've been trying to get a new job, it can come through this month as well. But for others, it might just be some unexpected money as well, or unexpected support perhaps, or something, you know, maybe you're expecting a really big bill and actually it comes out like a lot less expensive than you're thinking it was going to be. Let's look at the Delphi Oracle. This is like more quite spiritual messages. Let's see what comes out for July for the fire signs. Oh, we have Circle, and it says collaborate, assemble, hold, initiate. Wow, this is something about collaboration, but I actually feel it's something to do with working with your spirit guides. That's what I'm getting here. So, excuse me. So you can see this, it looks like people walking up a mountain and reaching the top. And so maybe you feel like you're having to push yourself at this time, fire signs. But here's the thing, remember to ask your guides for support, because it's going to feel easier if you're asking them for help. That's what I'm getting with this. So 23 comes up, which is a 5, which is about change, but also independence, creative solutions, I'm hearing. Hold stands out. It's like hold the course. Something good is coming. If you've been stressing or feeling like everything's like really stagnant, there's something good coming. Some fire signs, there's something about planning a trip. That's not for everybody. That's for some. Clear your energy field, fire signs. Yeah, you may have a build-up of negative energy or negative thought forms, or feeling like bogged down by worries, things like that. So sage is always good. Sea salt bath, some kind of, you know, ritualistic ceremony, even if it's like a 5-minute thing. You know, sometimes it's important just once a week to just clear your space as well, like clear your home of any buildup of stress, energy, or whatever, you know, like if you've had people over and there's been tension, anything like that. Okay, so very strong message there. I'm going to leave that for the fire signs. I'm going to move on now, thank you, fire signs, to the water signs. Okay, let's do the water signs next. All right, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. What have we got coming up? Just got to turn the heater off because it's getting really hot in here now. Okay. Oops, and just have a sip of my tea. Okay, and also water signs, if you'd like to book a reading, the link is below to my website if you're interested. Also, you can join me on Patreon if you're interested for extra content. And sometimes I do pick a card readings. I do the full moons and new moons for every month, which reminds me I've got to do the Capricorn one as soon as possible. Gosh, I'm running out of time for that. It's tomorrow. All right, let's see. Water signs, water signs, water signs for July. Okay, let's see what we've got. My phone's going off. Hang on. It's on silent. Why is it so loud? Okay. Sorry guys if you're getting that. So water signs, you have the Queen of Cups. Cups is water. 10 of Wands, feeling a bit burdened emotionally here. The 7 of Pentacles, looking at what your future options are. Water signs, you may be worrying too much at this time is what I'm getting with these energies, but you may also be feeling like there's so much burden on your shoulders, it's frustrating you. I get like a really sad feeling actually coming through. And look, these are collective readings. It may just be 1 or 2 people watching that feel this way, you know, like I'm getting a sad feeling. This 10 of Wands is like I'm dealing with this heavy burden. It's frustrating me emotionally. But there are, you know, the 7 of Pentacles is not a bad card. It can be sometimes like I'm working away. This looks like it's related for some people to either a job situation or another situation that your emotions are very affected by in your life. So the 7 of Pentacles is like, you know, be patient with this situation because there's things maybe that you're not quite seeing yet that are going to fall into place for you. But it's almost like there's a temptation to have a reaction against some restriction or frustration or burden here. But I feel like the advice is have the energy of the 7 of Pentacles, which is more being patient and not reacting to things. Because it's almost like this, there might be someone around you that wants a reaction and then they're like, aha, gotcha kind of thing. I don't know what that's about. That could just be for one person. Just be careful of your reactions. I'm getting water signs. Let's see what you've got here. You've got devotee, dedicate, inspire, acquire, emerge. Wow, this is beautiful. It's like the antidote energy to this heavy earthly energy, which is feeling very, very like focused on a particular problem this month. Like I say, work, it can be for some people in a relationship, it can be I get more work and responsibilities. But this is saying remember your spiritual life, remember your prayer, remember, you know, connection to your guides. 22 is about self-mastery. So there's something that you're learning in this situation, water signs, that you are meant to be learning at this time. You may feel like, oh, this situation is not great. This situation isn't how I want it to be. But they're saying you are here for a reason in this particular spot in your life. There's something that you're learning and you're learning to access your guides more. This is very important. And so she's got her hands up in prayer. There's something about sending thoughts, prayers to your guides to ask them for extra support and help, to give you a sign, to give you some sense of direction if you feel like you need that. And there's this need to take yourself out of the routine and do something completely different that feels very nurturing to your soul. That's what I'm getting for the water signs. Oh, I didn't do the self-care card. Hang on a second. Sorry, water signs. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. Okay, we have make an altar. Wow, that's so similar to this energy. That's crazy. So you might just, you know, maybe you've already got a little sacred space set up in your home, like where you've got like, you know, a candle and you can light it and meditate for, you know, a specific period of time, or you've got a space where you put flowers and you put, you know, a photo of someone that you love or whatever it is. You know, it can be different. It doesn't have to be you know, in a specific way. It's got to be unique to you and what you like. And it's about your spiritual path, the importance of connecting to something other than just the material world. And like I say, it doesn't have to fit any particular formula. It can just be your own version of that and your own creative way. And it might just simply be getting flowers, you know, and putting them on a table and having like something set up in a new way that feels nice for you, and it's going to help you to feel more at peace, is what I'm seeing. All right, so that was the water signs. Let's see for earth signs. For Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. Let's see what the energy is for July for the earth signs. Earth signs for July. Oh, we have a jumping card. We have two. We have the Six of Wands. Oh, the Five of Pentacles. That's very opposite energies. Okay. All right, what else for the earth signs? Oh, Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So far with the cards here, we have... it looks like there's been a situation that you've been hoping that would improve, but it's going very slowly here. And you may feel like in your work situation, in your career, with your personal goals, maybe you're putting a lot of effort, but it's still not bringing about enough of what you need, is what I'm seeing. This could be another situation. It may not be career, but usually these fire and earth energies like career goals, things like that. Could be a bit of frustration around you with getting ahead in some way, or saving money, or getting ahead how you want to get ahead with your career. Knight of Pentacles. This is a good sign. There could be... Then there's a couple of different messages I'm getting here. It's like keep persevering and going forward step by step is what I'm seeing for the earth signs here. Step by step. Somebody may help you. There's a male energy here with the coin here with the Knight of Pentacles that may give you advice or help you with something to do with your practical life. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see what the other advice is. Oh, abundance planning. That really makes sense with this reading, because the Five of Pentacles, like I said, it can be feeling like you don't have enough, or you're feeling stuck financially in some way. I mean, the cost of living, everybody's feeling that. Like, I'm hearing that everywhere, and I'm feeling it myself. It's full on. It's just everything is so expensive. Rent, groceries, you know, bills. It's just getting harder for people. So the abundance planning card does make total sense here for the earth signs. Writing down what you want to manifest and having faith that it will manifest. Sometimes it helps to just write down what it is that you want next, or that you need in your life. You know, say you need a new computer or a new phone, or you need a new couch. You know, writing it down actually helps to set things in motion. Let's see. This one jumped out. You have advocate, reconcile, uphold, educate, balance. It's like the justice card here. This is something to do with a relationship connection, I feel. It can also be for some, if you've got anything going on to do with legal matters, or if you've got anything going on to do with an unfair situation. This is about the situation getting rectified at some point. So that's a good message and a good sign for you. Yeah, so, and don't forget, if you're feeling frustrated about your material side of life, earth signs, it's a good idea to do this. And also with the little cat here, these symbolic things, it's like bringing things into your home that help with the feng shui around manifesting more abundance. If you've got clutter, or if you need to clean up a certain area of your home, it can help just reset the energy to draw more positive new things into your life. So it's suggesting that as well, is what I'm getting there. Thank you, earth signs. If you'd like to book a reading, the link is below. Let's see, who am I doing next? One last group. Air signs, yes, of course. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What have we got for you guys? I just need to sip my tea, hang on. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, if you would like to book a reading, the link is below to my website where you can book. Let's see what comes up for you guys. It's a pretty strong energy for the air signs, because Uranus is now in Gemini. If you're born early in any air sign, you're going to feel this, especially Gemini. But you could even, if you're early Libra or early Aquarius, you could also feel this as kind of a bit of a zappy energy, a bit. It could be a bit intense, let's just say. Your nervous system can be a bit charged up. All right, air signs, what have we got for July? Oh, jumping card. Page of Wands. Oh, that's a nice card. it can be, the Page of Wands can be like new connections, new energy coming in. Six of Pentacles. Wow. Some air signs have like a nice energy around relationships here with a reciprocation. With Six of Pentacles is like give and take and being very focused on that. Ten of Pentacles, money card. So this can be where more money is coming in. Somehow, you know, maybe you're saving money, you're able to save at this time, air signs, or you've got a new job coming in that's going to offer you something good, or, you know, something about your finances is going to be improving this month. There's a boost here with the Six of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. That's great. It's really good for your money. This can also be like fun times or doing new things, like having some adventures, doing some fun different things, having more fun. Also wanting more like stimulation socially and things like that. Sound healing. Okay, so if things are, because there's a lot of intense energy here with air signs, if things are feeling intense, you may be craving some kind of peace also this month as well. If you've got a very busy month, you may feel like, oh, I need to get some healing. Sound therapy, listening to, you know, hertz frequencies, HERTZ, if you haven't heard of that before, online can be really helpful. Also binaural beats is really soothing. Something with music comes up, so, you know, there may be something to do with music. Could be anything. It could be, you know, getting healing done, but it could also be like just listening to new music or going to a venue even. You know, it could mean different things, even though it's specifically showing sound healing, but it's a collective message. So let's see what else. One last card. Air signs. Oh, we have Spirit. Beautiful. 11. Renew, detox, purify, and cleanse. You may feel the need to detox from something negative or something heavy energy-wise. So if you've been feeling stressed, you may want to, you know, have like a sea salt bath or an Epsom salt bath this month. If you're feeling the energies are a bit too intense, or you're feeling ungrounded, because you absolutely, as an air sign with Uranus going to Gemini, could feel very much up in your head, you may need to get grounded. But this also talks about like clearing your energy as well, and also connecting to your guides, like listening to your intuition. So what I'm feeling with these two cards is taking that time out from other people's energy is going to help you to listen to your intuition more this month, which is actually very important for the air signs. I'm getting that. It's like there could be a lot of busyness and activity around you, and these two cards are talking about the need for healing, the need for space for yourself, and the need to do that so that you can hear your own intuition and messages from your guides. And that was it, guys. Thank you so guys, not guides, well, and guides as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a reading, like I said, the link is below. Have a great month, everyone. Bye.